All the excitement, all the action and all the flair of the BPL is back. Welcome everyone to Club Pine Rivers for BPL16. I am your host, Clive Adams. I'm joined by Val Febo. How are you, Val?
I'm great, Clive. Another BPL. Very exciting to be back at Pine Rivers, and this is going to be a cracking event.
Cannot wait, cannot wait. It is the 16th edition, as we said, of the Bowls Premier League. We'll have 18 qualifying rounds and then a big finals night come Friday night. Today we've got 3 matches for you to start to play. There's no evening action tonight, so just the 3 games covered for you right here on the stream. And coming up, well, we start with the very best, don't we? Because we start with the best in the world. Alex Marshall playing for the Moreton Bay Pirates. Yes, they have changed their name. No longer the Brisbane Pirates. The Moreton Bay Pirates, Alex Marshall, Joe Edwards and Chris Rosance, coached by Michael Breen. And they'll take on the Perth Suns, Cody Packer, Christina Christic, and making his debut, Blake Nairn, coached by Peter Harris. Should be a great way to get us going. And it is a pairs format if you're new to the BPL, 3 bowlers per team. But one sits off and must play at least 9 bowls. Everybody has to play 9 bowls in the match. Each match consists of 2 sets of 5 ends. And the tiebreaker, if required, one end where everybody gets out there and we play a triples end. We have power plays available, 1 per set per team, where they can look for double shots, and they have 30 seconds to deliver each bowl. If the shot clock goes off and you haven't let go, well, you don't get to. That bowl gets put aside. So there you have it. There you have us as well.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Look at us looking really lovingly at each other. I like that.
I think I'm looking over my shoulder. I think that might be the thing.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. And I just look like I got that crazy look in my eye.
All right, so coming up for you in round 1 here, we have 5 matches taking place. We've got the Pirates taking on the Suns right here on our show rink. We'll have the Tweed Ospreys taking on the Adelaide Pioneers. The Sydney Lions are meeting the Melbourne Pulse. The Gold Coast Hawks versus the Tasmania Tridents. And Val, we've got the Moama Steamers taking on the Melbourne Extreme, and in that Extreme match, it is Carla Krasanik's 150th game.
Amazing.
BPL Bowls.
We did speak to Carla about that on the right line the other day, and she was very excited to be fronting up for 150.
Certainly. All right, we are getting underway right here, and it's going to be Joe Edwards versus Christina Christic. Joe for the Pirates, Christina for the Suns, and skippering to get us going in the first set, Alex Marshall for the Pirates and Cody Packer for the Suns. Here we go, no roll-ups in this one. They've had their chance to have a little bit of a practice. Hopefully Alex is going to step off that centre line for us. And there he goes, good. And Joe has started pretty well there with her first attempt.
Couple of Commonwealth Games gold medals on the rink here. Just a few.
Yes, we've certainly got plenty of talent on show. There's no doubt about that. So, well, is Cody the only one that doesn't have a Commonwealth Games gold medal on this rink at the moment?
Yeah, but let's not be mean to him.
Great starter there from Chrissy. Now Joe with her reply. Interesting that both players have started on opposite sides of the rink. So Joe liking the backhand here. And, well, she's underdone that. So big opportunity now for Christina to capitalise. Plenty of people already joining us on the stream. Glad to have you all with us. And, yes, it certainly is such an exciting event. And Christina just holding wide there with her second attempt. So 3 bowls per player. It's a 3-bowl pairs format, as we mentioned. Great effort there from Joe. She's managed to sneak in there. I think that will be the shot. And now Christina just looking to get down here. This forehand does tend to hold off on this rink. We've seen that in previous years. And it worked its way back enough. And may have done enough to just sneak in. We'll get an indication front marker, who says 1 to the Suns as we change ends.
You're right, the numbers are already well and truly up for this first BPL contest of BPL16. Pirates will go into this competition as one of the favourites after making both final series so far in 2022. Falling narrowly shy after Matty Flapper negated his way around an Alex Marshall blocker in the prelim last time out.
Scott's asked a question. We'll answer that in just a second. So, and it's a good time to actually bring that up, Scott. We are streaming on Facebook and only on Facebook. So, any other streams, please don't go near them. We're bound to have some links pop up because that's what people do these days. So, bound to have some links pop up. Please don't follow any of those. The only coverage you're going to get of daytime action at the BPL is right here on the Bowls Australia Facebook page. And that is the page with the blue tick and the verified page. We do know that there are scam sites out there that will try and charge you for viewing the coverage. We will never charge. The nighttime action's a little different because that is KO and Fox Sports as well as Sky Sports in New Zealand. As this bowl's just going to hold wide for Cody. So, still 1 to Perth.
So what can we expect, Clive, from this new Perth lineup? I know you know Blake Nan very well. So what can we all expect?
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of. I think it's going to be no pun intended, but a dynamic lineup, and that is the name on their shirts, and they are the dynamic Perth Suns, and I think we're going to see that this time around. Blake adds plenty of flair to the team. Super player, he's been at the top of his game in WA for, going on 3 years now. And this competition should suit his style.
He's got a punishing drive.
Cody's out on this wide line again. I'm not sure this will get back. That forehand is not renowned for turning home, so I believe it's going to be 1 to Perth. They may go looking for a second. All right, so the tape is out for second shot.
Adelaide have drawn first blood against Tweed as well.
As the Suns are on the board, scoring just the one shot to Perth to get us moving.
New bowls for the Pioneers, Clive, with the white and blue splice.
Ah, right, okay. Very good. Well, it looks like the Tridents might have got moving fairly early over there as well. Val, is that a 4?
Yes, it certainly is.
4-0 to the Tridents over the Gold Coast Hawks in the first end. Wonder whether there was a power play involved there. Never quite know with the Tridents. They're keen on trying different tactics. I wonder whether they went power play first end of the tournament. We might have to find out later on. They're over on rink 4, a bit far from us. As we see Christina come up about a metre short with her first. Now, some of you might be watching BPL for the first time, and you may have noticed there that there was no rolling of the jack. That is another rule here in the BPL. No rolling of the jack. There are 3 designated spots where the jack may be placed, and that is the same for the mat. So you can pretty much go short to short, long to long, or there are a couple of medium spots in there as well. Everything is a valid 21 metre length minimum, so short to short still 21 metres. And then we just get on with the bowls.
Val McKenzie joining us, Clive.
Yeah, good
Go
on you, Val.
Ospreys.
Yes.
Philip Lubke as well. Andrew. All of our regulars tuning in for a BPL. Of course, we'll keep you updated with what's going on the TB rink as well between the defending champions, the Pulse, and the Steamers. It's 1-0. Oh, sorry, the Extreme and the Steamers. And that's the Steamers leading at 1-0 after one end.
Well, Christine needs this one to reach. Well, it's going to be 3 short bowls, and that's danger time already on this end now. Must need that team rule where one bowl must pass the jack in 3 bowl pairs. Of course, everybody does their best. You don't always mean to drop 3 bowls short.
It just finds you out because if you're not on the ball straight away, it can hurt you.
Well, this is a good bowl from Joe's. Just going to slide in underneath. Beautifully played and takes full advantage of that and sits with 3 shots as they change over. Still a nice shot on for Cody and just needs to make sure this first bowl that he gives it a chance, maybe a bit of a land or a trail of the jack, or just pass to give himself something to play to for the rest of the end.
Just a quick one. Glenn Windle, will the night sessions be on YouTube? No, they're broadcast. They are broadcast unless you're not in Australia. They'll be on Facebook, but if you're in Australia, Fox Sports and KO from 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And if not, it'll be broadcast live on Facebook as well.
Except for New Zealand.
Except for New Zealand, which is Sky Sports.
Well, Cody's just overdone that one. You can see what he was thinking. Suddenly this becomes a really important end in 5 end sets. Just can't afford to drop 3s and 4s, and you'd expect Alex wouldn't be far away here. Is he going to get down underneath the front? He most certainly is. Well, it's another great shot. Well, almost becomes all or nothing here for Cody. Has to reach. Has to reach. He's doing that. Now is he clearing the front? No. He's cut one out with that, so still 3 to Brisbane. Moreton Bay, might I add. That's not going to get us more than once this week.
We should do a Brisbane count.
Yes. Well, that closes things down nicely, actually, for Moreton Bay. This makes things trickier now for Code. He does have the option to come in on the backhand and find that gap at the front. It's a timeout called by Perth.
So, Karen Mackay, there are no Foxtel games tonight. No night session, only the 3 games today. You can find the schedule on Bowls Australia's Facebook page and Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah, and just to be clear, you're not missing anything tonight.
No.
There are no games this evening. 3 games today.
Yep. As is the new tradition with the 10-team BPL, we play on the Monday now.
Now, is Cody going to get a result here? Well, he has. It's going to be at least 2 still the way of Moreton Bay. Alex has got a bowl left to play. Well, 1 and a measure is the call. Okay, so the shot bowl has to be the one to the left-hand side of the screen. So the one on the right, on the centre line, must be a measure. That's interesting. Certainly doesn't look at it from our angle, but now this hand does tend to swoop home late. It's going to need to for Alex. He's looking for it to get back down inside. Well, I don't know whether that. Well, it did come home late, and he's saying he just made it, I think. And that is going to be 3 shots to Moreton Bay. The Moreton Bay Pirates get their scoreboard moving, and it is a 3-1 lead to the Pirates as the Perth Suns activate their power play and call our first power play of BPL16. Certainly from a live streaming point of view, it is the first one we've seen. Next door, We've got 1-1 between Adelaide and Tweed. We've got a 3-1 lead to the Sydney Lions over the Melbourne Pulse and a 4-1 lead to the Tridents over the Hawks. And what have we got on the TV rink,
A
Val?
2-0 lead after 2 to the Moama Steamers over the Melbourne Extreme.
Okay. Now, just on our score there, just a couple of little issues with our score, but it is a 3-1 lead to the Pirates over the Suns. And we have started. All right, there you go. We'll switch to the different style of scoreboard. Great shot from Joe Edwards. Chrissy just coming up a little short. Jo will like to give herself a chance to turn her own bowl here or just drop underneath. You can see that call from Alex. Just take that jack high bowl away.
It's a handy effort from Joe.
Yes. Colin asking if he gets a redundancy this week. Well, if anyone puts a jack in the ditch in this tournament, Colin, that will be interesting because they get to place it, so they have to slip. Colin, our resident jacks in the ditch counter during the Australian Open. Yeah, can't really happen here.
Okay, what about if they drive it and get the jack in the ditch? You can count those, Colin. I'm still putting you to work.
Well, it is a Perth Suns power play. There's enough there to work with at this point, even though, again, 2 of those bowls just short of the jack. And, yeah, certainly, Rowdy, we're certainly thinking everyone in those flooded zones of the eastern states at the moment. Certainly been a hard few years, hasn't it, with all the natural disasters?
Fires, COVID, and then floods. Not easy.
All right, Cody. You looked at perhaps land that bowl of Joe Edwards or slide off the front and back to it. That's probably the best result in a way. He's very close. He's got this all the way. Great shot. Great shot from Cody. Fair to say the Suns needed that, and it's a great shot.
And the fans here are really getting behind them. Blake Nairn really vocal on the bench, which is good to see in his first BPL.
It's effectively 4 shots at the moment to the Suns because it's a power play. But there is a good shot on for Alex to trail the jack. Won't quite make it down with that one, so this is an interesting one. Now, do you cover the back? Do you try and tuck it away yourself? I think Cody's got to try and just tuck this around the corner himself. Certainly, Danny. There is always fantastic matches here on show at a BPL, that is for sure.
You're never going hungry for good bowls, and Cody just underneath.
Weight was perfect.
Didn't that swing?
Cody is using Aero Groove, so they will turn. Alex using Henselite Tiger 2s, another turning bowl. The carpet here is a little bit on the slower side, so it runs about 14. Now this is going to drop away, so this is a huge opportunity now for Perth. I think we're going to see the Pirates fire back with their power play after this. So this is huge for Cody now. He'll just be looking to just draw another bowl.
Trying to see if Michael's got the placard there, but I'm assuming that they will.
Give you an update from across the rinks shortly. As Cody tries to add another 2 shots here with this bowl. It's going to drop away. Doesn't want to hit that with any force. Hasn't done so. And again, just swoops away. So 2, which we double to 4. And it is the Suns leading 5 shots to 3 as the Brisbane Pirates, as we expected, fire back with their power play. Double shots on offer here for Brisbane Pirates. I keep doing that. The Moreton Bay Pirates. My apologies. That'll only get me another 75 times this week. So,
as long as you're not doing it when you do the rink announcement.
Yeah, I've got to work on that. I'll just go home tonight and I'll just say to myself, Moreton Bay Pirates, Moreton Bay Pirates, Moreton Bay Pirates.
Sleep talking.
Yeah.
Moreton Bay Pirates.
Now, let's have a look. 2-1 lead to the Ospreys over the Pioneers at the moment. It looks like a 9-3 lead to the Pulse over the Sydney Lions. So the Melbourne Pulse have obviously utilised a power play there.
Defending champs.
And just don't quite have a look between the Gold Coast Hawks and the Tridents at the moment. I can see the Gold Coast Hawks are on 1. But we'll wait for a Tridents update and the other match.
TV Rink still 2-0 to the Steamers, so I'm expecting a conclusion to that end very soon.
All right, well, Chrissy Short with her first here. Must reach with this bowl, get her confidence going. She was short with all 3 in this direction last time. Well, it's enough for shot.
3-1 in favour of the Tridents.
Okay, so that mustn't have been a 4 on the first.
No, I think there was
a 1.
I think there was a mistake there. Yep.
It is the furthest board away from us and does have a little bit of glare on it, so apologies for that.
Steamers up 4-0 over the Extreme.
Nice correction there from Joe Edwards. Sits Jack high. I actually tried to change the angle of that scoreboard, but they're bolted down. Chrissy in the area here. Looking to clear her own bowl. And does so. Great shot. Just caught a little edge of it as she came past and sits right on top of the jack. Exactly where you want to be on an opposition power play.
I'm loving how vocal Blake Nairn is on the bench.
It certainly brings energy to the team. There's just no doubt about it. Has Joe pushed this? Just to be a little under the weight. Well, there's a huge bowl from Christina. Especially with the way the head's sitting now, it's not going to be easy for Alex to get at. I think for Cody, just wants to make sure he gets the bowl past the jack now.
Yep.
I'd say forehand, looking to get to that jack high bowl or just pass it. I'd be more than happy. Yeah, all right, Kyle. Well, we can have a look at that. We probably won't be able to do much during this game about that, but we'll have a look at that. Sometimes that does happen with our microphones. That's a great effort from Alex Marshall. Just tucks in behind and gives himself a little opportunity with his next. That's actually going to force Cody. Cody got round the back with his first one, so he's happy now to try and draw it himself or at the very least get in the way. It's very wide. We'll see how much this will do to get back. Well, has Alex Marshall got some early Alex Marshall brilliance in store for us? We've seen him trail jacks on this rink for 4s and 5s, 6s before. He's very close. Alex Marshall just nudges the jack but doesn't get it all. Wow. Wow. I'm getting told off by the Perth bench for being too excited about that bowl. Wow.
You can do whatever you like, Clive. That was a great bowl. Let him have his moment, guys. I just had a little listen to the audio as well, Clive. Everything seems okay as Cody crashes into the front.
Yeah, it could be you might have us a bit loud as well. It could be the issue. But maybe adjust your settings a little bit. Hopefully it's not too bad. Just seen a killed end over in the match. It was a nominated killed end by the look because the marker was about to put it back, but the bowls were already being kicked. So it was a nominated killed end between Adelaide and the Tweed Ospreys, as Alex looks to have dropped under with this one. So that's a big shot from Christina Christic that takes one shot, and Perth lead at 6-3 as we enter the final end of the first set. So 3 shots required for the Pirates to square it away, and no movement from any of the benches yet. Remembering that all players in the match must play at least 9 bowls, essentially 3 ends. It's generally the way it's done. Doesn't have to be done that way. We've seen innovation throughout. I wonder whether we'll ever get to a point where someone plays 1 bowl an end to play their 9 bowls.
It could happen.
If you've got 2 players that have been on fire and really dominating, you can keep them on essentially the whole time and just have someone coming in and playing 1 bowl an end, maybe the first bowl.
Does that make it a triples end, though?
Well, you're still allowed to do it.
True.
You can substitute any time you like.
That's true. I don't know what that does for rhythm or anything like that.
Great shot by Joe Edwards.
If you have a coach, do it, and let's see how it goes.
I mean, we've seen the one where they switch positions after one end and effectively gives a player 6 bowls in a row.
Yep.
We've seen that. Ryan Bester and Aaron Sheriff have used that tactic. That's one we haven't seen.
You also saw the tactic of subbing at the end of every end with the Tasmania Tridents on finals night at BPL16. Beck Van Ash was very proud of herself.
Well, it's the first time that's ever been done on TV. It was played with in the early days of the BPL, but never on a TV game.
Or on finals night.
Colin's count. I don't know you can count that one, Colin. You can only count things that happen on our streaming rink.
No, let him do it.
Think?
Yeah. If we mention it, that's one. That's fine. I appreciate how you go above and beyond for us.
Now, normally a killed end the jack would be respotted, but the teams can nominate once, and they can only nominate once per set to kill an end. And if the jack does go out of bounds, then it is not respotted for that end, and we replay that end. Now, they can't nominate several times and only kill once. They can just nominate that one time per set. Score update for the Extreme.
It is 6-0 in favour of the Steamers after 4 ends in that opening set.
Aaron Sheriff certainly is playing, Ben. He's playing for the Moama Steamers. We're going to be covering 6 different teams today. So you'll get a look at our 3 matches. You'll get a look at 60% of the field. And then that will be the end of the play for today. BPL Cup takes centre stage tonight. Now, Moreton Bay needing 3 shots here. So this bowl of Alex Marshall really does need to count. He's going to need to get right down now, and has. So, suddenly, 2 shots to the Pirates. There'll be a temptation to play weight here for Cody. It's a tough decision, knowing that Alex Marshall's probably not going to be far away with his next. Well, this hand will hold off. So, can Alex really put some pressure on now and draw another? Still got a bowl left each to play. This needs to run for Alex. It needs to push. And hasn't. So, still just the 2. There is some logic to running at this. I don't think Cody's going to. You don't need to get a bowl out, and they really couldn't lose. He's trying to... He just wants second shot at the very least. Now, it's on a tighter line. Has he got the run?
No.
Well, here we go. So, at this stage... The Suns lead 6-5 if we include the 2 that are on the green right now. Alex Marshall has 1 bowl left in his hand and will look to draw a third to draw the first set.
It's on its way. We know how clutch Alex Marshall is.
The line's good, but has he got the journey that they look like they want it to run? And it hasn't made it. That will be 2. 2 shots to the Pirates, but it'll be the first set that goes the way of the Perth Suns over the Moreton Bay Pirates. Substitutions are being made for both teams as Blake Nairn will come into the match. He will head down to take the skipper's role. Cody will go to the mat. And Chris Rosans comes in and he takes the place of Joe Edwards. So a solid start there for both teams, really.
Yep.
But a first set victory to the Suns. Next door, 4-1 lead to the Ospreys over the Pioneers. It's a 9-6 lead to the Pulse over the Lions. And the first set has been decided over there, and Gold Coast has taken the first set against Tasmania.
And it's a 6-1 first set win to the Steamers over the Extreme.
Okay. Now, just out of interest, the head-to-head matchups between Brisbane and Perth, what would you expect?
You'd probably say with everything Brisbane has achieved in terms of their finals played and tournaments won, you'd probably give them the edge, maybe, 65-35.
Yeah. So it's a 16-14 overall, so 30 times they've played, and a 16-14 advantage. Which tells us they've never played each other in finals, because we've had 15 BPLs, and Brisbane/Moreton Bay have been in all of them, as have Perth.
It's a third Brisbane.
No, because it's a
okay,
head-to-head.
all right, okay.
Yep.
Great week this week for Chris Rosans as well, Clive. Part of the Pathways Jackaroos squad for the first time in his career.
Yeah, he's certainly a very consistent player. He's very sort of, I wouldn't say quiet, but just a slightly introverted character on the green.
Yep.
That just gets the job done.
Unperturbed as well.
The Pirates have had a couple of those, haven't they? Because Breeny's pretty much, Breeny, who's their coach now, very similar mindset,
But he doesn't really care who's on the other side of who he's playing against or anything like that. Just gets the job done consistently, as you said.
Tweed Heads Ospreys have taken the first set there against the Adelaide Pioneers. So Cody with a decent setup there. One of them got away and he's in the ditch, but 2 handy bowls otherwise. Great shot there from Chris. So, Blake Nance heads down to play his first bowl in a Perth Suns outfit.
What would be going through his mind?
There'd be a little bit of nerves there, but...
against Alex Marshall too. There's talk about a baptism of fire.
It's a decent intro, isn't it? But he's a confident character, so he won't feel too much of those nerves. He's using Henselite XGs, just on the wide side with that one. The weight's understandable, with a chance to sit the bowl or trail the jack. It's such an interesting format, Val. You know, you get, as Alex tries to just get in here, not quite. You essentially get 15 bowls to decide whether you've had a good game or a bad game. You know,
yeah.
it's you know, and sometimes it's not even that. Sometimes it's only the 9 bowls.
Yep.
You know, how did you play? Oh, yeah, I played pretty good. You know, you had 15 bowls. You know, it's hard to evaluate. You know, and Blake's just on the wide side once more. Weight was better. There's a little bit of a shot on offer here, so Alex will want to get another one around the place here. Blake's got a little shot on offer to sit the shot bowl and nudge the jack for... Okay. Last bowl of this, the first end of the second set. In the hands of Blake Nan. Looking to get down to the shot bowl or off the outside. Not quite the result. May only be one, yes, still just one.
What's the start the Pirates want? Want to take the lead early. And the stat that we spoke about on the right line last week, Clive, was the Pirates, last time out, didn't tend to go to tie breaks. It was either they won in straight sets or lost in straight sets.
Yeah, their tie breaks, I think there was only 7 games that went to tie breaks out of the 18. As Alex tries to get another one in, this is going to drift across, so it's going to be 1 on the board to the Pirates, and they score first in the second set.
Well, they actually played 20, including finals, so...
Yes.
It's on the lower side.
Now, I think the Pulse has locked in the first set over there. I don't think it's on the board, but it looks blank. But I'm sure the Pulse would have won that first set. We'll wait and see whether that gets confirmed.
Hasn't been confirmed in the live scores app yet. Remember, you can download bowls now on the App Store, Google Play. Or head to results.bowls.com.au or .bowlslink.com.au.
Colin, essentially everyone's still left in the BPL Cup. They've had a couple of rounds, but they had a couple of rounds last night, so there's still plenty to go there. Now, if you want to have a look at that, I will admit it's a little bit hidden. So you need to go to the BPL State and Regional Finals section in the results portal, and then scroll all the way to the bottom of there, and that is where the national final is. So I don't know whether we can get that moved, but it's a little bit tricky to find. But all those sections are there. So some sections have only played 1 round of fixtures there, so there'll be more played tonight. Another 3 rounds of BPL Cup tonight. Yes, we'll just add a indicator onto the scoreboard there to let you know that the Perth Suns won the first set. Our apologies. We have had to just change the way we're bringing you the score. So there we go. The little one next to the Perth Suns indicates who won the first set. Well, Chris is looking for this to get all the way back. Certainly a handy bowl. Still room for Cody here.
Extreme have taken 2 over the Steamers after one end in the second set after losing the first 6-1.
And Adelaide have scored first in the second set against Tweed after Tweed took the first set there. Adelaide have just scored the one shot at the start of the second set.
Again, if those comments are coming through, don't respond to them. Don't click on any links or anything like that. And if it's just complete gibberish, just ignore it.
There's a good line there, Val, but I've not gone there. If it's complete gibberish, ignore it.
We've been on for 38 minutes and been in each other's company for about an hour.
Well, another great effort there from Blake, but still a couple at the moment to the Pirates. And this doesn't look far away for Alex. Just going to need it to pull up. Just perhaps run a little bit too far.
John Davis asking who's coming for Chloe Stewart. That's Kira Burke. Chloe couldn't play because of work commitments, so Kira very capable on the bowling green.
And, of course, we've got the other change that we've got in the teams is Cassandra Millerick.
Yes.
In for the Moana Steamers.
She certainly is. Her sister Bolivia named a Jackaroo this week.
Yeah, that wasn't hard to see coming, was it?
No.
She's definitely
all three
top of her game.
All 3 women's inclusions, yeah. Kylie, Jamie Lee and Bolivia. Kylie and Jamie Lee played in the UK, so they're already capped, and Bolivia is also capped, so all 3 of them were pretty expected.
Well, Alex will take that little edge. That's sits with 3 now. Can Blake cut this margin back? Well, the line looks all right, but has he got the run is the question. That's the question. Well, I'm not sure. Well, he's cut it back to 1. 1 to the Pirates. And we are going to have a Perth Suns power play here in the second set. N3 of the second set. And the Perth Suns, having lost the first 2 ends, just singles, activate their power play, looking for a couple to try and get a little bit of a lead in this second set. Well, Jesse, Tees and Wedlock, they took the first set against the Adelaide Pioneers, and they're in the second set at the moment, and looking like they might be about to take control of the second set over there with a missed drive from the Pioneers as Chris Roseanne starts well with his first here. Chris had to wait with the first. Looks pretty decent with the second as well. Yeah, that's very well played from Chris Rosands. Cody Packer looking to find a couple of feet now. Good on you, Colin. And Darryl, are you talking about the BPL or the BPL Cup? Just given the fact you've said the Cup. It's always hard, first round, to predict a winner at the BPL. Very, very hard to do.
It's hard to predict on finals night.
It is.
Let alone round one.
Many of these games are just on a knife edge.
But every game is important. This is, it's an old adage and it's a cliche, but it's bang on.
Now, can Cody find a way down to the jack here? He's very close. Doesn't want the gap now. And that's exactly what he got. Well, he's still got a bowl past the jack, which is useful. Remember, this is a Perth Suns power play, as you can see by two things. You can see the PP there, as that scoreboard just needs an update as well. It is 2-0 and we are on end 3. Yes, this is a Perth Suns power play, so this is going to become a very important end in a real hurry here. Alex looking to add another, and does so. So it's at least 3 to the Pirates at the moment.
Now, Clive, the Extreme have rushed out to a 5-0 lead over the Steamers in set 2 after losing the first.
Oh, Blake's lost this one wide. Okay, so that one might be headed towards the tie-break. Steamers and the Extreme.
Melbourne Extreme and tie-breaks. Name a better combo.
Well, I can tell you that the Extreme tie-break winning percentage is 32%. It's the lowest of any of the teams as Alex trails the jack, and he'll be happy with that. He's got it away to a slightly better position for Moreton Bay. Essentially, Blake's got the same shot to play as he had. Just got to find the line. Looking for it to get up. It's past the front, so it's probably cut it down to 1. It may have cut it back to 1. Yes, 1 is the signal, so certainly limited some damage. Oh, I tell you what, there is an interesting shot here on the forehand for Alex Marshall. He makes contact with the Perth bowl, the Brisbane bowl, the Moreton Bay bowl comes up. If he makes contact with the red bowl of Moreton Bay, the Perth bowl will go out of the head. This feels like it wants to bend. What's he doing with that? Nothing much. All right. I think for Perth, it's just trying to find that gap at the front there to get down to the jack. Turn Blake's own bowl up. The danger is there's all of the opposition coming up as well. Looking for it to get down now. Here it comes. Well, has he got back and sat the shot bowl out? Has he pushed it far enough? No. So, would have been slightly fortunate, but 1 it is to the Pirates, and they lead it 3-0. Looks like they've kept their power play in their pocket for now. It's always a dilemma. At 3-0, there's a slight dilemma because really they have to drop 4 now. The Pirates would have to drop 4 for that
Yeah.
for that power play to be really useful. Feels like it might have been worth playing now, and you grab a couple and you're safe.
Yeah.
You know. But each of the coaches do it differently. Paul, BPL Cup started last night. All those results are available. Perhaps we could, can we work out a link for BPL Cup results? Make it a little bit easier for people. We'll work on that for you and get a link up for you. You can go and have a look. As I say, there's way too many to go through there's 19 teams competing, so too many to go through everything for you, but you can do that yourself by going on the results portal and checking out those results. Bearing in mind some of the sections have only played one round. Depended a little bit on people being able to get here in time and things like that as to the way that was structured last night. As Chris just looking to get round his own bowl. He's well weighted again. Interesting that Cody's made the switch to the backhand side in this direction. Again, there's one of those links that you can trust with the Bowls Australia blue tick. That's for the BPL Cup, if you want to check out the results there. Any other comments or... there's some rubbish coming through, unfortunately, but we can't do too much about that. We'll try and delete those comments as they come through, but...
Chris does very well and secures shot.
Cody not far away here. Got all the way back and
nicely
has done
played.
it. That will do for shot as we change over. Just one. But it's a must-win end for the Perth Suns, of course. Now, next door, the Tweed Ospreys lead 7-1. I did say that it looked like they were about to take a stranglehold on that match, and they have.
Certainly.
They won the first set, lead 7-1 in the second. The Pulse, they won the first set. That's now on the board, so we can confirm that. But it's a 4-0 lead to the Sydney Lions after 2 ends there against the Pulse.
6-0 in favour of the Extreme over the Steamers in the second set after losing the first 6-1. And no power play activated as of yet, Clive, for the Extreme. So they've still got that in hand.
Okay. And can you get us an update between Gold Coast and Tasmania, mate? That scoreboard's very hard for us.
I think it's a 4-1 lead for the Hawks, but I will confirm that here.
Was the Hawks won the first set there?
4-1.
Beautiful.
They won the first set 4-3 as well, so very close there.
Well, Blake finding his way down off a couple of edges there. Well, Darryl, we've got a link. We've got a link in there now, and you just scroll back up a little bit. There is a link for the BPL Cup results there. You can trust that one because it's a Bowls Australia with a blue tick.
Breeze just sort of swirls a little bit here under the canopy at Pine Rivers.
Blake just struggling to get back on that wideish line. It's going to be interesting to watch throughout the event because we'll be streaming all of our matches here on Rink 1, and that forehand has already announced itself as a little bit tight. So it'll be interesting to see how the players come to terms with that throughout the week. I think the message will get out that maybe the backhand's the way to go. Now, well, Alex is on a very good line here. It's a super effort. It's still 1 to the Suns. A fairly safe shot here for Blake Nan to try and get in. Now, with a little bit of weight on, there's a couple of little chances here. If he gets to the Moreton Bay bowl at the front, then the Perth Suns bowl up onto the jack could create as many as 4.
Which is exactly what they need.
And he can get off the outside. He can get off the outside to get back to the jack as well. Just doesn't want to be too wide.
Stalking it.
Needs it to get down. It's not going to from that line. Well, he's turned the Perth bowl up anyway. That was the last result they were expecting. But I believe that's 2 shots to the Suns.
Find out. Power play for the...
I'm almost certain it was 2. It was held up for the minuscule of a second, but I believe it was 2. I think that was pretty clear. So it's a 3-2 lead to the Pirates, and we go to a Brisbane Pirates power play, although that power play is largely inconsequential because clearly the Pirates, the Moreton Bay Pirates, need to get the win on this end to get it to a tiebreaker.
The Hawks have overcome the Tridents. That match is over. 7-1. 4-3, 7-1 in favour of the Gold Coast. So their healthy shots up difference commences already, Clive.
Yes.
Because BPL 14 and 15, they were rampant with their scoring.
They've been the highest scoring team, you're right, for the last couple. It's just been quite a dramatic difference.
Since their reinception, and the funny thing is they haven't made finals on either occasion.
No. It's not all about scoring shots in this format, scoring shots at the right times and winning tiebreaks. Tiebreaks are very important. Are we going to a tiebreak here? Well, Chris Rosands will be hoping so because he's jumped on the jack very early.
All the Suns need to do is win this end. It doesn't matter if they tie it because they won the first set. The match will be theirs.
I'm asking what means PP. So PP means it's a power play, and it means that the team that has the power play in action, as has the Moreton Bay Pirates right here, are playing for double shots on this end. So whatever they score, we will double. Cody Packer just found the front edge of the closest bowl.
Wow.
Realistically, the power play doesn't matter here, though, Eamon, because if Brisbane win the end or Moreton Bay win the end, if Moreton Bay win the end, then we'll be going to a tie-break regardless of how many they score.
That's 3, Clive.
Yeah.
It'll happen to me too, don't worry.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
I'm just going to make it my life's work for it not to happen to me.
Well, that's a great shot. It does actually line those bowls up to be removed. I wonder whether there'll be temptation to fire at these. Yeah. I think they're debating whether to whack this or draw. I think the what Blake will be concerned about is he can whack that, but if all 3 of those bowls go, Alex Marshall's got way too much room to draw, and that's what Blake will be thinking about with not firing at that. Trouble is he hasn't really helped it a lot with that bowl. Well, Alex is in the zone here. Will he change some angles here? Well, this has to be hit now. This will be big weight. Still not huge weight. Looking to get down to the split. He's close. He's very close. What a shot from Blake Nan. What a shot.
What a way to announce yourself in the Bowls Premier League. Blake Nan.
A few of us would have expected to see him fire big at that, but chose to play the more intricate shot and nailed it. And suddenly...
The passion, Clive. I love it.
Perth are a couple of bowls away from securing a win here. Alex will just have one bowl left after this one. This is going to drift away.
Now, Clive, I can see Aaron Sheriff and I can see Ali Forsyth. Now, something is telling me that that match might not have gone to a tiebreak like we thought. I'm just trying to refresh the scores here, but it was a 6-2 lead with one final end to play in the second set in favour of the Extreme.
Well, they're clearly not playing a tiebreak.
So,
they're sitting at the back of the rink.
So they've scored a 4, at least a 4, on the last end.
There may have been a power play involved.
Yeah.
Right, well, Blake didn't really want to go near this. Christina offering that she could have got out there and played the blocker, given the fact that she was short a little bit in this direction. All right, well, Alex Marshall needs to find shot here. Doesn't need a number, he just needs to find shot.
Yep.
Tough shot.
Just to send it to a breakout.
The problem is if he gets to the shot bowl, he has to get it perfectly, otherwise the jack's just going to roll back to the Perth bowls. So it has to be backhand, just trying to nudge the shot bowl off the front.
Just quickly, Clive, 7-0 lead to the Lions over the Pulse in the second set.
Alex Marshall, it's on its way. He's looking to clip it off clean. I don't think he's getting there. And that will be one more to the Perth Suns. And that means a 3-all drawn second set. And the Perth Suns take the win, having won the first set 6-5. So it's the Perth Suns, Cody Packer, Christina Christic and Blake Nan playing the big shot right there at the end to confirm a victory over the Moreton Bay Pirates. 6-5, 3-all. And the Perth Suns, by the barest of margins, really, get the job done. Really, one shot overall. 9 shots to 8 total for the match. So a fantastic start to the BPL 16 with an entertaining match right there. Coming up for you as our second match at 2:15 Australian Eastern Standard Time. Remember, we are up in Brisbane, so Australian Eastern Standard Time. It'll be the Tweed Head Ospreys versus the Melbourne Pulse. And that'll be Aaron Tees, Corey Wedlock and Kira Burke to take on Barry Lester, Gary Kelly and Alan Ryan.
Just a quick one, Clive. I will make sure that I'll check during the break, but I think there's been an error here because it says the Steamers won the first set, 6-1, and then it says the Extreme won the second, 10-2. So we'll get to the bottom of what actually has happened in that match because one of those scores is wrong.
I expect that the 4 shots on the last end has been put on the wrong side is what I would expect.
Yep.
And I'd say the Steamers and the Extreme probably drew the second set, but that'll get sorted out by the tournament organisers. All right, what are we? We're about 15 minutes off a start in our next round match, so don't go too far, and we'll be back with more coverage here from BPL 16 here at Club Pine Rivers. We'll catch you in a few minutes.